Hello everyone and welcome back to the Fun Fan Fiction Corner. Today I will be covering the story called Palimpsest by Fire in My Woods. It's a Star Trek alternate original series fan fiction, which means it's for the reboot that happened with Chris Pine back in... It's a Kirk and McCoy fan fiction slash, because I kind of only read romance, just so you know. It's 8 chapters. It is 61K, so, add an extra hour onto the reading time of the last one. And it takes place in Leonard's POV for the entire fanfiction, so we get some good old grouchy doctor thoughts. Those are fun. It is part 1 of the Palimpsest verse series. So the first part in the series is the part that has all the plot and good stuff in it. And basically all the other parts are things that were referenced or just other fluffy stuff that people wanted to get a look at. So if you read the first story, for example, and you were like, man, I really didn't have enough of like Kirk and McCoy getting soft at each other. I just really need them to be soft. I just need that softness. Then you can go on to the other parts and get your fill there. Whereas the last fanfiction was very much soft boys trying not to damage themselves and the people around them while also trying to make out with boys in the 80s. This one is very much more plot driven. It's probably still about 50-50 plot slash romantic thoughts, but it is definitely more plot centered. This one also has the lovely fake dating trope, which is my favorite trope. I love it. It's so good. It's great. I love that shit. That's in there. So for the plot, it is Kirk and McCoy. Kirk convinces McCoy to come down to the planet's surface as his husband because the community there is very religious. And their religion, their community, their culture is very based on family. So he's like, well, I gotta have my husband. Like, how are they going to respect us if I don't have a husband? And we need to get down there and we need to figure out the situation, which is a mysterious illness that no one really talks about and is caused by demons, as you do. So basically, the whole thing is just them trying to figure out what's going on, trying to figure out how to help, because religion, am I right? The worst part is really just kind of like the medical scenes when they find out what's happening with the sicker patients, and that can get kind of graphic. Though, like, I mean, I wasn't upset by it, but some people are saddened by gross medical stuff, so that's for you. Another part which made me very upset was when Kirk starts talking about Tarsus 4, which, for those of you who don't know, is this whole thing that happened with Kirk and starvation happened. They're starving kids, and he talks in detail about starving children and how that feels. And it don't feel great, let me tell you. So if you're going to read this, you're going to want to be in a good frame of mind or otherwise not care about the suffering of children. So aside from this basic plot synopsis, we have really good banter. So we do get fun and jokes with all the, like, sad people are dying thing. So it does start off with more politicking than anything else. We get kind of set up for the first 3 chapters, and then the 4th one is when we really start getting into kind of like the mystery aspect where we figure stuff out. It's not like super long, so it's like not going to be a super gripping, intense mystery for the rest of the day or anything, but you get a good, it's a mission fic. So you get good, we got to figure out this problem, what's going on, teams, high-fiving, which is always really fun and exciting because as much as I love romance. So other than that, there is the scary description of children dying, which is a little rough. There is one panic attack. I thought it was fine. some nookie. So, a common pitfall of fanfiction is that there will always, at some point, be some form of nookie, unless, of course, you're reading a fanfiction that is gen or, no pairings. And because I only read romance, there's going to be some action. This one has, like, within the main story, for the first 7 chapters, it does have some making out and a little bit of action, but it's all clothed, so it doesn't really get graphic. But then the final chapter, which has like some fluff and resolution and stuff to emotional things, does just the first half of the chapter is just like full on boning. So if you're not really into boning, you could probably just finish with the 7th chapter and be done, or otherwise you can go to the next chapter and kind of just like skip to partway through to about halfway and then just read the rest of it. It's fine. So that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Fun Fan Fiction Corner, and I hope to see you next time when we'll be covering actually a shorter fan fiction that won't take you several hours to read. It'll probably take you more like 20 minutes, and that's always fun. Sometimes you need a break from reading a lot of heavy stuff for hours. Sometimes you just need some fun.